So either you're here for the free beer, or you want to work out how to rank on page 1 of Google within 24 hours. And that's not even clickbait. And crucially, this is a fantastic agency lead generation strategy as well. So you can see the impact here of the ClickBomb process. But first, a bit about me. Many of you will know me as SEO Jesus for some reason. My real name is Stewart Vickers, and according to Google, I'm known as the best SEO in the world. So if you search my name, we've got the people also ask snippet, why is Stewart Vickers the best SEO in the world? That's because I was able to manipulate popular keyword tools into saying there's 6,000 searches a month for why is Stewart Vickers the best SEO in the world. And of course, this is nonsense. People do push back and say, what's the point? That traffic's not going to convert for anything. That's not the point. The point is thinking outside the box. Because of all the search volume out there, obviously we've got content teams around the world trying to tick off every SEO keyword out there. They want some of those 6,000 clicks. And we've now got all these automated AI tools as well, just pumping out content for any keyword with volume. So the internet is now full of hundreds of articles written by bloggers around the world saying, why is Stewart Vickers the best SEO in the world? And it gets even more fun when you look at the blog headers. Some of them are pretty good. They've quite often just gone onto my social media and stolen some things, which is all good. I don't know if you've noticed, but by the way, this one, that's not me. But I do also quite like some of the AI Jesus over here. This one, that is me, but it's been AI'd, so it looks very weird. Even better was when someone actually did a YouTube video on me, and I thought this was going to be a load of AI. I opened it, and no, someone actually took the time to manually record a video about why I'm the best SEO in the world. At that point, I felt quite guilty for wasting his time. So, first knowledge bomb of the day. Obviously, there is a bit of a pitch here. I paid for the room and a load of free beer, so I'm allowed. But here's an absolute golden nugget for you. The way you actually do this, it took me a long time to figure it out. And for me, it came down to this tool, Awesome Traffic Bot. If you scan the QR code, I've got a Google Doc SOP that gives you exactly the process I used. And you've probably noticed if you're in link building, there are all these websites out there that have been inflating their traffic through this kind of manipulation. Not strictly ethical, probably shouldn't be doing it, but I was curious, how are they getting these millions of visitors showing up on the Ahrefs for keywords that blatantly shouldn't have any volume? Now, this is, of course, a CTR tool, and I think generally at Chiang Mai SEO, we're pretty well versed on what CTR actually is. And over the last few years, CTR used to be quite a grey area. People debated as to whether it worked, whether it mattered. But in recent years, we've had ongoing Google's antitrust trials, data leaks, and again, this concept of user signals in CTR keeps on coming up. So we've got the transcripts where they talk about nav boost and how time on page matters. It's undeniable. It's very simple, even though Google have often denied this. We've also had this recent data leak, the 3 pillars of ranking. It's basically content and backlinks, everything we already knew, and user interactions, engagement on the site. Again, stuff we always kind of knew, but it's nice to finally have it in writing. And then there was that Google API data leak quite recently as well. Again, the idea of good clicks and bad clicks. Now, we're used to this idea of using CTR to actually rank on the SERP. So getting these tools, or even real people, to search the keyword, scroll down, maybe visit a competitor, and then quickly click the back button and pogo stick off the competitor, and then finally land on your website, and what we call terminate the search. That's everything Google's looking for. They want quality content that ends that search. So these tools, they'll go onto the website, they'll stay on the site, and they'll click and interact. But what fascinated me at actually Chiang Mai 2023 was a lot of talk about actually using viral social media traffic in a similar but different way, where it doesn't involve searching and clicking anymore. It is simply blasting the page with viral social media traffic to make it look like that page is going viral. It is very clearly in the Google algorithm that if you go viral on social media, you do get a temporary rankings boost. And this makes perfect sense. If a page is going viral, if there's a trending topic, a news story, of course, Google wants to better satisfy the user intent and surface those pages that seem to be performing. Now, I was fascinated by this idea of changing the referrer, blasting this traffic at a site, but I didn't really know how to actually do it. Last year, I didn't come to Chiang Mai because I was actually speaking at SEO Rockstars in Vegas, and there was one of the speakers there who, again, this topic came up, and it was a fantastic quote, I loved it. You don't need a CTR tool when you are the CTR tool. And it was this idea of owning the traffic and simply cloaking that referrer to make it look like viral social media traffic. And this just went on the back burner for me. I'd heard about it a lot, but I didn't really have the time to really dig in and test it out. And I'm sure we're all in the same boat here. We hear all these hacks, all these new things to try out, but there's always that skepticism. Is it actually going to work? Is it going to be worth the pain of actually figuring it out? And then is it going to work as well as people claim it does? But this was one of those times where, having hesitated for months, finally got around to testing it, and you realize, holy crap, this shit works. In this case, online casino case study, they were looking to rank for online casino in a location. They were on page 2 and 3, position 15 and 27, immediately surged up to position 10 and position 8. So page 1 result there in the casino niche. And it works especially well for parasite SEO and specifically Reddit. So we had a great result with a client where we were able to rank a Reddit post for them. Reddit seems to be working better and better again. Now, my normal process for ranking a Reddit post is tier 2 links and automated links. But that pales in comparison to how effective the click bomb was. In this case, that Reddit thread wasn't even ranking when we first sent the click bomb, and a day later, it was at position 2. And that's for a keyword that gets 500,000 searches a month. Now, what we really noticed was, straight away, the Reddit post actually ranked for the best keyword, so best product, and we took that as a win. But as we kept on click bombing, suddenly it ranked for just the actual keyword without the best modifier. So massive traffic. Now, ClickBomb is only a temporary rankings boost, but generally, if your business model's dialed in, if it's the right client, they can easily reap massive ROI in that time. But of course, with these higher volume searches, there's a lot of natural engagement going on the search result anyway. So for a keyword that gets 500,000 searches a month, it's not as long lasting. So in this case, it only lasted 2 days. But then we simply sent a click bomb again, and it went straight back up again. So it's still kind of a rental process, but with repeated click bombs, it is perfectly possible to maintain massive ROI. So we started rolling this out as a service. And again, there's this sense of, is this going to be repeatable? Are clients going to see the same value that I'm seeing? And again, loads of people were skeptical, but we started off with a nice friendly price. And again, the feedback was absolutely consistent with what I'd experienced, with people saying, I didn't believe it was going to work, but damn, it does. In this case, our Jesus Yo, attached as number 1 as a cell phone pic, searching incognito, was at position 15, then he went up to number 1. Now, the important thing about ClickBomb is it's not really about keywords. Literally every keyword that page ranks for experiences a massive surge. So in the case of this insurance client, we were trying to rank them for tenant insurance, 15,000 searches a month, $5 CPC. They were at position 27, and they rocketed up to position 11. So that was already a great result. But you can see the next day, renters insurance then went from position 77 to position 15. And you can just see all the green across the board. It's very obvious when you go into the Ahrefs calendar view, where you've got that sort of heat mapping at the top, massive green stamps whenever the click bomb goes through, because so many keywords just surge upwards. Now, you've seen in the reporting, we do use keyword.com. That's purely for KPI purposes, because we can't exactly take someone's money and then send them a report basically saying we've done the click bomb, take our word for it. So we just take one keyword as a KPI, and that's how we're able to offer the money back guarantee. So we guarantee a positive ranking boost, otherwise we're going to do it again and again, and if we still give up, then we give them their money back. But the reason for that is we take that one keyword as a KPI, but the reality is loads of other keywords are going to perform as well. Now, in the case of this particular client, I actually did this one as an open case study. And it was one of those instances, most of the time, 80% of the time, ClickBomb works. But sometimes it does take 2 or 3 attempts, 2 or 3 separate blasts. And in the case of this open case study, that was actually one of those times. I was recording the whole process. I sent the first click bomb, rankings didn't improve. That's fine, disappointing, but also quite normal. So we sent another one again, and actually it still didn't work. But then with the third click bomb, that's when it all took off. And my team have actually reached out laughing at me saying it was so obvious in the video how my expression changed when we saw that positive ranking increase come through from position 20 to position 14, and I just had this look of relief and delight. So 2 to 3 click bombs, quite normal, but we're not actually selling the service as a widget, as a commodity. We're selling the outcome. that big positive ranking increase. Now, people do question about what's the long-term value of this? We know it lasts around 4 to 7 days, but is there any negative in the long term? And how do clients generally perform over time? Well, in the case of this particular client, it was a massive increase at the time, but now that increase is dwarfed by the current traffic. So all of that spike, that was just here. And yet traffic has continued to grow considerably ever since. It also works really well for YouTube videos. So I noticed for casino SEO, obviously a very competitive, desirable search term, there was a video pack. So I wanted to experiment. I sent a click bomb to my own video. It was all keyword optimized for casino SEO. And within 24 hours, it was in the video pack, page 1 of Google for casino SEO. Also, I'm still playing around with Reddit affiliate marketing. And again, it doesn't matter whether we rank our own post or we go to a post that's already ranking that someone else did and then comment our affiliate link on it. Either way, it's still worth click bombing that page and sending the traffic of that Reddit thread through the roof. And in this particular case, this is just a hobby. I've spent no more than 30 minutes on this, and yet we did $3,000 in commission in October. So this is just a breakdown of how the service looks. It's an 85% improvement across the board, 48% ranking boost, with the biggest jump of 81 positions. So it's basically great for anyone. You have to be ranking in the top 30 already, within the top 3 pages of Google. Otherwise, engagement just doesn't make sense. It doesn't look natural. So if you're stuck at position 3 to 30, it's ideal. Local services are great because we can geo-target the traffic, and it works great for parasite SEO as well. So it's been fascinating seeing different people buying this service and just the kind of applications we're actually seeing for it. So I'll come into the topic of guaranteed SEO offers for agencies shortly. Parasite SEO is obviously a big one. Online reputation management was quite interesting. Some people are literally just blasting their Trustpilot page every week to get more of their positive reviews in front of more people. Short-term website wins. You can, of course, just use this on your own site. We're seeing not a whole lot of negative risk and a whole lot of positives on this. We can juice up guest posts to make our backlinks even more powerful. We'll talk more about client relationships shortly, but improving client reports is obviously a big one. And crucially, agency upsells, where the biggest money is. So, client considerations. Obviously, you need fully informed consent from your client before you use any slightly shady grey hat tactic on their site. So, we're very clear. It looks like viral social media traffic. Overall, it's pretty low risk. But they are going to see a massive spike in their Google Analytics. If they're doing any conversion rate monitoring, all their page metrics are going to get a bit skewed. So you don't want to be sneaky about this. You need to be upfront and transparent. I've also found one of my insurance lead gen websites we've just got a new partner for. And because of that, I left it on the back burner for quite a while and it slipped down to position 5. So I thought I could spend $1,000 on backlinks to get it back up to number 1, or I can just click bomb it and get back up to number 1 straight away. And it worked. But I then got an email from my cookie banner provider saying you've used up your monthly allowance on the free plan. So there's plenty of ways that client relationships could be potentially damaged if you weren't upfront about this. Now again, we're always going to talk about risk and safety. And for me, it really comes down to this idea of the minimum effective dose, which is just like medicine. If we think about paracetamol or even water, oxygen, anything in excess is bad and toxic, even good stuff. But with the right dose, the smallest dose, you can get massive gains. And that's what we recommend with ClickBomb. I get clients coming back saying, great, we went from position 20 to position 5. Can we now ClickBomb again and get up to number 1? And I'm saying, just don't risk it. It might work, but you're increasing the risk significantly without a whole lot of upside improvement. So take the win, do 1 or 2 blasts per week, take the boost, and then let that boost settle down. Wait for it to wear off, and then do it again. Don't smash it so hard and end up breaking it, because I just don't see the benefit there. But this is the real value. If you don't get anything else from this presentation, pay attention to this. Obviously, we're all fans of Hormozian, his $100 million offers. This is really difficult in SEO though, because as we know, agency margins are tough. SEO takes a long time to work. So if you offer any sort of money back guarantee, you're going to be doing the work for 3 to 6 months. And the chances are you can't afford a whole lot of refunds because of the cost of actually fulfilling that service. But with ClickBomb, it is a perfect low-ticket entry point where we actually can guarantee rankings within 24 hours. Now, the point of this is not to sell clients a load of click bombs and keep them addicted. The point is to build trust and generate, show what we're capable of, basically. Because all these clients, as we know, they're getting hammered in their inboxes all the time pitched all the time by people saying they do guarantee page one. So in our case, we want to deliver within 24 hours, delight that client, so that we can then give them the proper value, which is you've seen what we're capable of, we do what we say we're going to do, but now you're renting traffic. To actually cement these gains long term, you need to invest in the fundamentals, the time-tested fundamentals of content and backlinks. Of course, clients are very likely to push back and say, no, ClickBomb works, can we not just carry on doing that? Okay, we'll do that as a downsell, but fundamentally we want to get people into proper SEO retainers. So here's a perfect example of that. It's a fantastic upsell for existing clients because you probably find with a lot of clients you kind of maxed out in terms of you're doing the content, you're doing the backlinks, do you really have much more to actually offer them? And what we found with ClickBombs is clients will try it out a little bit and then they want a hell of a lot more. This is my account manager, not even my top salesperson, just my account manager. And yet he was able to get one sale in for $2,600 for 20 ClickBombs. And then another client also, same day, agreed to upgrade their package with more backlinks and a load of ClickBombs as well. So that was a 10 grand day just from upsells alone, largely from ClickBomb, and offering clients a service they haven't encountered anywhere else that's extremely effective. And this has been fantastic on Facebook ads. My new funnel it's totally blown every previous Facebook campaign I've ever done out the water. Because what we're offering is something really quite unique, a nice shiny object that no one's ever heard of before. And crucially, I found just a little tip for you. I always used to think the best Facebook ads were an Ahrefs screenshot, a case study. Make sure my face is in it to get some connection on the social media platform. But generally, that didn't perform so well here. What really worked was just a photo of me in the Qatar bar in business class, which was very surprising, but ultimately all we're trying to do is stop the scroll so people actually pay attention to the offer. But again, what we're trying to do is not sell a load of ClickBombs on a widget or commodified basis. We want to get them on that strategy call where we explain the full deal to them. There's a money-back guarantee, page one in 24 hours, but you've got to understand you need to be ranking in the top 30 to begin with. And once we've done it, we do expect you to sign up for a full SEO package because we don't recommend just relying on ClickBomb forever in isolation without the fundamentals of content and backlinks. Although the hilarious thing about this particular ad, performing extremely well, but I'm getting a huge amount of pushback and complaints about how many people think I'm in a fake plane. I say, it's 100% legit, I can't make this up. But I'm laughing all the way to the bank because this ad is getting me qualified leads for around $30 to $40. And these are really good high-ticket leads coming through. We've set up the form attribution so that if you tick the minimum budget, you get redirected to a different page and it doesn't trigger the Facebook pixel. So we're training Facebook to only reward the clicks and the leads that actually have a decent budget. And 3 months down the line, that's working really well. We're getting those high-ticket leads for $40. So if I realize the algorithm is just rewarding me being all baller and sharing a luxury life, but fine, I'll go hard on this. Let's do more ad creatives of me in a rooftop bar in Hong Kong or me with my car. And it's very clear, these ads are performing extremely well, although the business class bar is still the absolute top result. So in terms of pricing and packaging, I really recommend don't only sell ClickBomb, but it seems to be these kind of aspirational ads in the funnel with a money-back guarantee are performing extremely well. And with that, again, I didn't want to make this a pitch, but I provide you with free beers, so if you don't mind, I'd also love to offer you a free ClickBomb. We normally charge $297, but if you book a call with my team, we will give you one for free when you turn up to that call. Again, I've been very transparent with you about how it all works, but we still recommend sitting down with the team to make sure you're a good fit. We're looking for loads of agency partners to offer this kind of deal to their existing clients and to get the new clients with that money-back guarantee. So scan the QR code, limited places available, of course. Otherwise, thank you very much for coming. Do we have any questions? Bev.
You're saying the rankings go down. Why not have perpetual click bombs running? Is it too costly? And what's the source of clicks? Is it human? Is it bot?
So it's human, and yes, we recommend recurring. So we started off selling monthly plans, but we had so many clients wanting to do different customizations. Some wanted to go harder and faster. Some wanted to time it really quite carefully, maybe for a peak shopping period, something like that. So generally what we do, especially with the agency partnerships, is we do bulks up front. So the more you buy, the cheaper it gets. We've got some pretty aggressive volume discounting. So it's less about recurring, and it's more get a batch up front, and then on that call with the team, we work out what your ideal schedule is. So you can give us a spreadsheet, or simply email us, and we'll activate your click bomb whenever you need it.
Do you also tell how many clicks you're sending on a regular basis, or like do you give any stats?
Yeah, so it's a single blast. It's generally between 5 and 10,000. It doesn't all show in analytics just because analytics is never that accurate anyway. What else? Also, depending on location and time, there's always going to be a bit of a difference in terms of,
What are the downsides of using this? And how bad are the downsides?
So I'm really not seeing many. We've been testing this since August. So far, all looking good. But we have been careful and conservative. We've not been going hard. If we do a click bomb every day, then it's just going to look suspicious. You're not going viral if it's a continuous trend rather than a viral spike. So we're doing maximum 2 per week per URL. If you've got a load of URLs, of course, do all the URLs at once. The biggest concern is basically time on page, because bounce rate is high, time on page is very low, but we don't care. We're just triggering this viral loophole in the algorithm, and that seems to be working really well. What I wouldn't recommend, obviously what we're doing here is we're getting to the top so you can then get genuine traffic, and that should keep your metrics up. But what I wouldn't recommend is going so hard that you're just completely diluting all your traffic with the click bombs and not real traffic. Ian?
Have you tried a local landing page with an embed to see if it affects maps?
No, I get lots of questions about Google Business Profile optimization. Are you saying you have an answer and I should, or are you purely curious?
No, I think it should work, but I don't know.
Okay, we'll partner up on that. No, honestly, it took me 6 months to figure this out, and so yeah, each individual use case is going to be another 6 months to fully figure out. But GMBs, obviously, it's much easier to blow things up and get tanked. So I need to find someone I don't like first in order to do some testing.
Have you got any recommendations for what you should do to your site prior to that? Like, is there recommendations for new content or anything else like that?
Yeah, so this is all, like any CTR, you're just compounding what's already there, and it's not going to fix a broken site. So you need to already be ranking in the top 30. I mean, we'll click bomb you anyway if that's okay, but we're not going to offer a money-back guarantee on that because we're not confident of success. But if you're already ranking in the top 30, then it's the money-back guarantee. But yeah, it still comes down to content and backlinks. For years, people with CTR have always said, you already need to have those fundamentals in there. You need backlinks in order to get to the top 30. It's after that that user signals become more relevant. Great, thank you very much. Maybe some beers left, I'm not too sure, but thank you very much for coming.